Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Stefan, and I'm here today with my colleague Andrea, who you can speak with on the right-hand side of your screen. You can ask her any questions throughout today's talk, and she'll be able to answer them directly, or she'll make sure that they'll get to me, and we'll cover them towards the end of the talk or at the end during the live Q&A. Let her know if you can hear me okay and if you can see me okay. And if that's all set, then we're good to go, and we can get started. In today's talk, today's topic is how to build engaging online presentations. Now, for those of you who have actually joined these webinars in the past, or are actually users or customers of our platform, you know that we and our platform actually enables you to easily and quickly create, edit, build, and share virtual experiences. And those experiences can literally be, well, anything. Things from virtual tours to virtual showrooms to hosting entire virtual events or exhibitions online. It could be physical spaces. It could be fully 3D design spaces. It could be as big or as small. You can make it as impressive as you could possibly want. And yeah, that's what we're basically talking about today. Now, over the last 18 months, I think many of you, or there have been millions and millions of online meetings, and companies are looking at different ways and more engaging ways of actually showcasing what they do, their products, their services, and especially during these one-on-one or meetings online towards groups and presentations, especially when you start sharing your screen. Then you obviously as a person become really, really small, and you have to be a very talented presenter to make that engaging and keep people's attention. Now, I'm assuming that a lot of you and have experiences before where, just like I just now did, share my screen and have a PowerPoint presentation up, and the first thought in your head is, oh my God, how long is this going to take? How many slides do I have to sit through in this online presentation? And especially when this is, like not a physical, if you're not in a physical room together, could be really a big disaster. So what I'm going to do, we're going to get rid of this PowerPoint, and I'm actually going to show you a much more engaging way of being able to present something. Now, one thing that I forgot to just mention is that when you're building all of these virtual experiences, there we go. When you're building all of these virtual experiences, obviously there is a different purpose for each one of them, and the reason why you're building them and how you're using them is different. They could be for awareness, they could be for sales directly, they could be for marketing, internal communication and training, but one of them is actually using them as a presentation tool. So let me share my screen, and we're going to get right into it. So just give me a sec. And then I want to show you actually today 2 samples to walk you through sort of the possibilities and why and how you could actually do this. So just give me a couple seconds, guys, and then I'll share my screen. Okay. All right, I'm hoping that you guys can see my screen now. If not, please let Andrea know, and then she'll let me know. I'm assuming that you can see this. All right, now what you're looking at right now is actually a virtual booth. This is one that we as a company created to actually attend a virtual event, a virtual tech show. But we also often use this to actually present our business and what our company can actually do. Now, there are basically 3 things that I want to mention in this space. Number 1 is the actual 3D design space. As I mentioned, it can be physical, it can be 3D rendered. This is 3D rendered, and before you actually start designing sort of your, let's say, presentation, right, you have some sort of most of the time, some sort of a blank template. So I'll show you guys here. We have that displayed here. So if I click here in a couple seconds, you'll see what this empty space actually looked like before we started designing this to create a really immersive and engaging experience. So here you go, right? So what you basically get is sort of a blank canvas, right? There's nothing in here yet. There are no products, there's no services, there's no videos, but it does give you an idea of how you can place and where you can place different assets. Now, and ultimately, the end result can look something like this. Now, I already mentioned something, and that brings me to point 2, which is the types of assets that you actually add into a presentation. For example, like this, you have the standard, images, text, descriptions, and videos, but you can also make it even more engaging with 360 models, 3D models, 3D, let's say that you can rotate, PDF files, so literally anything you could possibly think of. And the beauty is that every single thing in here is clickable, right? So I can click on each one of these assets essentially, where it would give me more information. So me, if it would be a face or a presentation like this where we're talking to each other, you could actually click on it. If it's just a person exploring this by themselves, they can also just explore themselves and click on more, more information basically. So just to show you what that could look like, you would have, something like this. In this case, if I want to talk about, different templates and different things that we have for our business for 3D rendering, I would open this and tell you a little bit more information about that. The same goes for, here on the side, interaction possibilities or analytics. So, there's tons and tons of information. And one thing that, or the third thing that is really important is sort of text versus visuals, right? If you take PowerPoint presentations as an example, then I'm just making sure, yeah, all right. I'm just making sure, guys, that you can still hear me and that Andrea is not letting me know. Okay, so text versus visuals, right? You've all sat through presentations with, tons of sort of visuals smushed together, or huge pieces of text, which is obviously, we all sort of hate it, but a lot of us just can't resist, right? You want to put that information there. And in this case, in a booth like this, because of the design, it sort of helps you, it sort of guides you, okay, where do I put what kind of information, right? It's, there's enough there is text, right? But there's also lots of visuals, and it helps you. It's not overwhelming, as you would say, because the additional information is sort of embedded using all the different tags, that we've showcased, or that you can use within our platform. Now, it's all about sort of, creating a story, right? So what you need to know, what you sort of need to think about going in before you start designing something like this, a 360 experience is, okay, also think about your audience. What is it that you want them to know? What is it that you want them maybe to feel? And then ultimately, what do you want them to do? Is there a specific call to action? Once people are here, what do you want them to click on? Or where do you want them to go? Do you want them to register for something, for an event, for a webinar? Do you want them to buy something? Or browse through a website or contact you directly? For example, here, click to chat with us now. That's important. And in this case, the first thing that you basically see is this avatar, sort of me, that I've placed on the left. And it is important, especially when you want to build that connection. It might seem irrelevant, but people will remember this. They'll remember your face, when they actually explore this by themselves, that you're actually there. And the beauty here is that, when you're entering this, for the first time yourself, that word of welcome is the first thing that you see. That avatar is the first thing that you see. And I would want to click on that to sort of, that would be the first thing to click on it, right? That's what you would do with a welcome, a word of welcome. And that automatically guides someone to start on the left and then sort of, go to the right and look at the information that you're displaying. So in our case, our solutions and our software and the possibilities and the features. And then when you go, with the use of videos as well, and then when you go to the right, a couple of, of our clients that we work with, and ultimately, and probably most importantly, awesome experiences that I've actually created with our platform. So it's sort of, helping you create that virtual experience in that way. Now, once you've thought about that, once you've thought about your, how you or what kind of story and what you really want to display, you can start gathering your materials, right? So the videos and the images and the whatever type of materials that you're looking to display, and then ultimately you can start editing. Now, in this particular booth, what is important, and obviously this is just one 360 space, but you can create as many as you would want, right, to make it more engaging so that people actually virtually walk through it and have the full experience. But what is important here is that this is not only, this type of idea is not only for physical products. You can also do this for services or any type of business, really, right? Any type of presentation that you want to give. We're not a physical product-based platform. It's a software, so it's a service, and you can see that you can create something that is really engaging and really cool, and it makes you want to explore further, and look at more stuff here. So that's one important thing to think about. All right, now. Actually, if you guys are joining here today, we'll make sure that you can actually access this. I believe that you can access this particular experience also on our websites if you want to explore more and click on all the different tags. But the second sample that I want to show you is sort of more of a business case, and that's right here, which is, in this case, it's a toy company that was looking for a way to basically present their products in a better way, specifically online, right? Since COVID, there were no physical meetings anymore. Everything had to happen online. Their salespeople had to do everything online. And they wanted to have a better way, a more engaging way, and a quick way to showcase the products that they want to present during a particular meeting. And that's what, in this case, because it's a toy company, obviously we're talking about toys. And in this particular showroom, it's frozen-related products, frozen-related toys. So, and you can see, that it was really easy once they had all those products. It's really easy to place them wherever you want in the showroom, and then talk about, by clicking on it, highlighting specific features or specific things regarding that particular item or product, and good for a presenter. So, just to paint a picture or give you a scenario, actually in a sales meeting with a potential client, literally doing a Zoom or any webinar software, sharing the screen and having this particular showroom prepared for that particular client, where they can talk about what it is that they want to talk about. Literally just drag and drop their products in here that allows you to really create that engaging experience, other than just having a huge catalog of products and trying to search them. This is really just easily putting it together and allowing for a really nice virtual experience. And these are physical products, so and they actually created, I can see if I can go here, a second showroom, same products really, but a different space. You can see, and this can be done within minutes once you've added physical products in here. So this is a great example of actually showcasing and presenting and using the platform as a presentation tool for example, sales purposes. So, all right, now I've realized I've probably talked quite fast. We have recorded this webinar, so you can always watch back. I apologize if I went too fast. I guess I'm a little excited about the possibilities of the platform and how you can potentially use all of this. So I'm just going to go stop sharing my screen and then go back to here we go. All right, to our main screen. And let's see if there are any questions, because I'd love to hear from you guys. And if you are actually using the platform, how are you guys using it? Now, remember that I'm showing you like two specific cases. One is for services, one was for products. But again, a presentation tool, you can also use this if you're, for example, if you're creating virtual tours and you're in the real estate industry, right? If you're doing listing presentations or any type of pitch, right? Imagine creating these virtual spaces and using them in your presentation as a tool, which is really, really visual, right? That's the whole point. The focus, the attention should be on the person presenting, especially if it's, like a one-on-one. It should be on the person presenting, but that virtual experience should add to the entire presentation. And Andrea just sent that you can visit multiple storefronts and different ideas and different industries to sort of get you inspired of what the possibilities actually are with the platform, which is great. Now, are there any questions? I don't know if Andrea already asked some questions. If not, then I'm assuming that it was all clear, and I hope that it sort of helped you and gave you an idea of what you can potentially do. I'm sure that all of you, everyone that is joining today, are active in different industries. So it's obviously, hopefully you're able to sort of transform and think about your own industry and your own business and how you can use, for example, a virtual showroom or building a virtual tour and how the different ways of using it online and the different purposes, right? Imagine, building a virtual space. You can literally use that to attend a hybrid event. Take a booth, take your virtual booth, attend a hybrid event, then use it for have your team or your sales team using it for sales presentations, and then all year round having it on your website for people to visit and look at your product. All right, I see Valentina asked a question. That's actually very good. This is one of the things that I actually didn't talk about, which is touring. So touring, for those of you who don't know, is our virtual guided tour system where you can literally do this presentation, but within the virtual showroom. Now, I virtually, the best part would be if I would have done this webinar within touring, but you can only have up to 10 people in there at the same time. So obviously that's one of the reasons. But once you've built your virtual experience, within our editing platform, there is a button that says touring, and you can literally just click on that. That would create a virtual room. It would open the link, the virtual space where you could meet, and then you would copy and paste that link and send it to any of the, anyone that wants to join, any visitors. All right, so click on it. It would open the new tab, copy paste that link, copy that link, and then send it to anyone that wants to join. And then you just wait for them to open the link, and once they open, you will be able, if they have their camera on, you'll be able to see them and talk to them. And then you can connect. And the beauty of this particular functionality within our platform is that the screens are synced as well. So you'll be able to, as a host, you'll be able to literally guide them through, which is, even better. And whatever you click on will automatically pop up on the visitor screen as well. And it's a really engaging way of doing a presentation. And one important point here is obviously that on both sides, to use this particular tool, on both sides, you will need a stable and strong internet connection to make sure that it all runs smoothly. So that is an important note. On our website, you can see the different plans that we've got. Touring is available in our standard and in our business subscription plans if you're interested. Can I use your app of touring for that, Valentina? In this case, that's not necessary anymore. That was actually our first version of touring. So our second version is simply from within the editor. So from, let's say, laptop to laptop. No need for a smartphone app. There's no need for that anymore. Our team is actually currently integrating so that you'll be able, and combining the two so that you'll be able to do it on your phone as well as on your laptop. But right now, it is recommended to just do it from your laptop or computer, desktop, and don't use the touring app, mobile app. We'll let you know once all of that is sort of combined together, so you're free to use it. I see that Juan is saying no entiendo. My Spanish is a little rusty, but I'm assuming, like we don't have a Spanish version of this webinar available. There is a recording that we'll do, but feel free to reach out to us. And if you have any specific questions regarding, what you've seen today, whatever it is, or touring, for example, just send us your questions. You can do it in Spanish. We have also team members that can respond to you in Spanish. But yeah, that would be that's probably the easiest way. So I don't know if you got that, Juan, but just send us your questions and we'll answer them. All right. I hope I answered your question, by the way, Valentina. I hope that sort of helped. If you have any other questions, just feel free to reach out and talk to us. All right. Are there any other things that you guys would like to know today? Any other questions, clarifications? If not, then I would like to thank all of you very, very much for joining us today. I hope that you found it useful. Let us know if there are specific topics that you want us to cover for any of the future webinars that we do, the future talks, whatever it is, if you want specific tutorials or demonstrations or specific topics that you want us to cover, let us know and we'll incorporate them in our iStaging talks in the coming months. If you have any questions, reach out to our customer service, or there's a contact form on our website as well, so you can talk to us directly, and we can answer any questions and talk about your business specifically and how this might be able to help. And then I want to wish all of you a wonderful rest of the week. Thank you so much for joining, and hopefully we'll see you at the next one. Thanks a lot. Talk to you guys soon. Cheers.